I want to try keep this quick and simple. I want to see a simulated universe-like mode in Genshin Impact, and here's how I think it can work. This game mode will work similar to the Shiki Taisho and Misty Dungeon events, being a multi-floored labyrinth with many rooms in which enemies can spawn. The entrance for this mode will be in your teapot, the reasoning for which I'll explain later. Currently at least, this mode will have 5 available floors, and obviously as new regions are introduced, more worlds will be added, with the first 4 being based on the currently available regions of the game. Each floor will have a secondary area that you can access based on a sub-area of these regions. The 5th world, World X, will randomly pick one of the 8 previous environments for every single one of its floors, with the opponents obviously changing to match the environment. Like Star Rail, the rewards for this mode will be a new type of artifact. These will be one-piece set bonus artifacts that will exclusively come in goblets. Each floor and sub-area will have 2 exclusive sets you'll be able to receive when defeating a boss. World X will also have an exclusive set of artifacts, but I will talk about that later. Once entering the game mode, you'll be able to choose one of 8 different paths, that being of the 7 elements as well as physical damage. Choosing a path will give your party a 10% damage bonus of that element, give your party a stats bonus similar to elemental resonance, as well as increasing the chance for a blessing of that element to appear. Elemental blessings can be received after defeating a group of enemies, and generally conform to the attribute of that element. For example, pyro blessings are generally attack related, electro blessings are generally energy related, hydro blessings are generally HP and healing related, and so on and so forth. Like Star Rail, after defeating a group of enemies, you'll gain coins which can be used to purchase and upgrade blessings later on. You'll then be able to choose one of 3 different blessings, with your selected path appearing more frequently than the rest. After collecting 3 blessings from your selected path, you'll be given a special path-based elemental action that can be selected from the 5th trial character slot. This elemental action will take the equivalent of 200 energy to charge up, and will do something different based on the elemental path chosen. After gaining 3 additional blessings of your chosen path, you'll be able to choose one of 3 buffs for your elemental action. After defeating all enemies on a floor, you'll be able to move to the next floor. Each world would be made up of 3 sets of 4 floors, the first 2 floors being combat oriented, then a rest floor, and then a boss floor. After completing the first 2 combat floors, you'll be able to move on to the rest floor. Here you'll be able to heal your characters and use coins to purchase or upgrade your blessings. On every rest floor there will always be 2 doors to the boss room. The first door will take you to the regular boss room, however the second door will take you to the boss room of the sub-area. For example, in World 1, the first door will take you to Mondstadt and the second door will take you to Dragonspine. After defeating the boss, you'll be able to use 40 resin or 1 condensed resin in order to get the artifact rewards. This is the reason for putting the 2 doors right before the boss room, so you can choose which artifacts you are going to get. This obviously works vice versa too. You can go to Dragonspine just before the first boss, and then go back to Mondstadt just before the second boss. The first 2 bosses will be souped up versions of elite mobs. Think Rune Guards, Kairagi, and the Emerites. However, the final boss of each world will be randomly selected from one of the overworld bosses of that region. So for example, for World 1, it would randomly choose between the Cryo-Regisvine, the Electro, the Anemo, or the Cryo-Hypostasis. After defeating the final boss of each world, you'll be able to redeem artifacts 2 times instead of the regular 1 time. This means completing one world and redeeming all of the artifacts will use up 160 resin. Replacing the curios from Star Rail, after defeating a boss, you'll be able to choose a character-specific buff for one of your characters. These can be anywhere from small quality of life features for stronger characters to really powerful upgrades for weaker ones. After selecting a buff and defeating the second boss, you'll be able to choose from all your 4 characters again, with the character you previously selected getting a slight upgrade to their buff if chosen. The base versions of these buffs will be the artifacts you can obtain from World X. When redeeming rewards from World X, you are guaranteed to get an artifact from one of the characters that belong to you in your party. However, the main and substats will still all be random. For this reason, World X will be significantly more difficult than all other worlds. When playing this mode with a character already equipped with one of these artifacts, you'll be able to automatically choose the upgraded variant of this buff when defeating a boss. However, you won't be able to choose this character again when defeating the second boss. There is no 3rd tier to this buff. As well as balancing out the roster, these artifacts will hopefully give players a new reason to play the game, playing the mode again and again until they get the perfect artifact for their favourite characters. Like Star Rail, there'll also be weekly resetting rewards that you'll be able to get by playing this mode. This can be, for example, 2 sets of 100 Primo Gems, a single standard pool, a bunch of Mora, XP books, weapon XP and artifact XP materials, and a new special type of currency with which you'll be able to buy special items in a new in-game shop. This shop can be located with Tubby, which is the reason I wanted this mode to be accessed from within the teapot. In this shop you'll be able to buy some new 5-star craftable weapons, some billets in order to make refinements for these weapons, some crowns of insight, as well as an infinite amount of standard pulls. In Star Rail, there's also a skill tree which gives you certain buffs while playing Simulated Universe. Something like that in this Genshin mode will also be very interesting. Some other ideas for this mode is to allow us to use current banner characters as trial characters in this mode. This would allow us to use these characters for an extended period of time, giving us the opportunity to decide if we want to pull for these characters or not. Another idea is that defeating bosses will give you Teapot Realm Currency. A new section of Tubby's shop can be opened, allowing you to use this Realm Currency in order to buy one-time use buffs. You'll be able to use these buffs just before starting your run, and it will last throughout the entire run. Anyway, that's my basic idea for a simulated universe-like mode in Genshin. Of course, if you have your own ideas, make sure to let me know. I would love to hear them. But that's it for me for now. Until next time, see ya.